My name is Denver Galloway, and I'm an application engineer with Midwest CAD. Today I want to talk to you about creating a layout and a page setup inside of AutoCAD. This is going to span any kind of AutoCAD application that you might be using: AutoCAD, Map 3D, Civil 3D, AutoCAD Architecture. So inside of our drawing, we've got a couple of tabs. We've got our Model tab, which is what is active right now, and this is where we would want to go in and create our model, right? And then to display and print that model, we want to use a Layout tab. So I'm going to activate a Layout tab, and what you'll notice is that I have a white background, which is the paper background. I have a dashed line here, which is the printable area, and then I would normally have a viewport already in here, but I've deleted that viewport. So what I want to do is I'm just going to paste in a title block that I had previously copied to my clipboard. So I'm going to copy that in there, and if we look, I just want to regenerate that. And there is my viewport in blue, so you can see that viewport. If I double click inside, that's going to activate that viewport, and then my border. Okay, so what I want to do is set my page setup so that this will print correctly. Right now, the only thing that's going to print is what's inside of that dashed line right there. So I'm going to use the page setup to be able to do this. I'm going to come into my layout. I will right click and come up to my page setup manager. Inside of my page setup manager, I just want to create a new layout, a new setup, and this is a D size title block, so I'm going to call this D size. I'll create a full size plot here, and I just want to kind of come down and work through this dialog box. Basically, this is the plot dialog box, right? So we're going to create the settings for that plot dialog box one time, and then we'll have those stored inside of that page setup, and you can just click the page setup and it will print the drawing for you. You know that print's going to come out okay. So I'm going to select a printer, and I'm going to go ahead and use the DWF ePlot printer, and I will grab a paper size, and I want my D size 36 by 24. And so far, nothing has happened in the drawing. I haven't saved any of this. But you can kind of see here 36 by 24 is what the paper size should be, so hopefully that's going to be what works for us. And then our plot area, we're going to plot the layout. And we're going to plot the layout. We would definitely have the ability to come in and set an X and Y offset to this. I'm going to leave those zeroed out for now. But my scale is going to be 1:1. Now this is important. I'm plotting out a 36 by 24 sheet of paper, and I want that in my drawing to be 36 by 24, and that's going to be 1:1. The viewport is going to look at the model, and the viewport is actually what's going to contain the scale for us. So I'm going to leave that at 1:1, and I can set my plot style table in here as well. Any kind of plot options in terms of line weights, transparency, using the plot styles, hiding any paper space objects, and then my drawing orientation, either portrait or landscape. In this case, it's landscape. I'll go ahead and click OK, and that's going to save that D size layout. Okay, I'm going to set that as the current layout, and you can see then that it expanded my paper size. Now, the issue that I'm running into now is that it is cutting off my border up here. So maybe my paper size is not correct. So if I wanted to modify that, I'm going to select it. I'm going to come here to modify inside of that page setup manager, and then I would have the ability now to change that. All right, so I'll try the expanded. Tell it that I want to update that, and as soon as I do, you can see it kind of fixes that for me. Now, another one of the issues that I may have is that my border is lined up along the side here, and I've got a bunch of space over here. So I may, again, modify this, change my X offset. We'll try 1, say OK. My message, the page setup you edited is referenced by additional layouts. Do you want to update? I'll go ahead and say yes. And you can see that move that over I can click close here and kind of zoom in and see that that's still within my plottable area. That should be okay. That's a nice feature if I have a situation where I might have a plot stamp or something like that I'm plotting into the paper, and that gives me a little bit of a buffer, a little bit of an area there to be able to work with. Now what I would want to do is set my scale. So I'm just going to kind of just to get an idea here. Alright, so get in here and unlock this. And you can see there's the box that I just drew in model space. And my scale is right down here, so what I'm going to do is just kind of move this over so that we can see it. And there's my scale. So if I use this drop down for the scale, I can set that. And once I've set my scale, I would have the ability then to lock that viewport. Now that object is going to plot at the 1:4 scale that I set it to. Even though it's going to print full size, the viewport itself is what actually gets scaled. Okay? And that's kind of a quick overview of how we would go through to set up a layout inside of AutoCAD, set up a page setup, something that is repeatable, something that we can use over and over again to plot out our drawings. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at support@mwcad.com or training@mwcad.com. Reference this TechBite video. I'd be happy to help you out. Again, my name is Denver Galloway. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks.